That's where I'm coming from. Is I mean, Kopitar is kind of an overall player too. He just has more of a offensive upside, and I think I think that's a little bit ridiculous. You put Kopitar at 86 and Gagne at 86, and then you have Richards, and I mean,
Richards is an amazing player. I love him.
Again, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, he could put up the numbers, but I don't get how he was the second line. He was second line, and Kopitar and Brown were first line, and they're lower than him and Carter. Carter is an 86 as well, but
All the lines don't mean much.
I think they do. I mean, you play your top line. You play your first line is your top line.
Your first line, your scoring line. Yes, Richards can score, but he is a shutdown player. He totally just shut down so many people throughout the playoffs. Kessler was totally frustrated. He could not get anything going, and yeah, no, I think he deserves his spot up there.
Well, but think about it. Think about it. He gets to play on the second line against the second line of the other team. And who has a better second line in this league? Like, well, I mean, you can probably find a couple that are up there, but I mean, he gets the benefit of playing against the second line, the second defense.
Not necessarily. Like, you got your first lines don't play against each other. That usually never happens.
No,
he was on a shutdown line. He's playing against the better players from each team. She's shutting them down.
Yeah, but he gets to play against the second defense, and that's where it comes into play. The top forward line plays against the top defensive line every time, and I don't get how he's higher than Brown and Kopitar, who play the first line against the top defense and put up just about the same numbers as he does.
Like, yeah, it's a tough call, like whether you're playing against top defense or your main role is to shut down their top offense, and you're still plotting enough points as them. Potting, not plotting.
Yeah, I guess that's probably enough on these guys, but I think that's a little ridiculous, that whole setup they have for the forwards. But
I quickly want to touch on Chris Kreider from the New York Rangers. On the forums, I was reading, a lot of people were upset that he got the 68 tagged rating. I don't know why I said tagged, but he got the 68 rating. It makes sense. This dude is a rookie. He hasn't even played an NHL game in the season. Yes, he played 20 games in the playoffs. He did lead rookies in scoring, but in goal scoring actually. He only had 5 goals and he had 2 assists in those 20 games in the playoffs. That to me, you haven't seen enough of him, and that doesn't warrant a huge overall to me. It doesn't make sense.
No, and I that's exactly it. And just another example is Nino Niederreiter. And when I seen that, I'm a little bit of a Niederreiter fan, I guess, and I seen that and I was a little bit upset at first, and then I got to actually thinking about it, and basically he didn't play that much last year, and he was injured for a lot of it, and he didn't come up and really produce. And I mean, I don't see how people can get upset over stuff like that. I mean, like Kreider is a perfect example of that. I mean, he came in and played the playoffs, and everybody expects him to be like huge, but he has a tiny sample size, and you can't rate somebody off of that. That's ridiculous. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, he put in points, he put in a few points here and there, but I mean, come on, like seriously, I don't.
Quick question: how are we doing for time?
We are way over. I just figured we'd keep going and just use this and whatever. We'll see what we want to do with it. But
all right, that's fine.
Who else you got over there?
I wanted to jump on the Stamkos versus Ovechkin thing, because that was a huge one that people were upset over, which I agree with how they're rated. It makes sense.
And sorry to interrupt there, but what's Stamkos at again?
Stamkos is at a 91 and Ovechkin is a 93.
93, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so sorry, my cat is looking at me. Ovechkin has had the bigger seasons, and he's had more of them for longer. Yes, he's dropped off the past few seasons, but you can factor that into different coaching, how it's more of a defense first there. But there's no denying Stamkos' skill, and there's no denying Ovechkin's skill. Like, comparing the two, yeah, I'd give them their shots. Yeah, I'd give them around even. I'd give the nod and hand-eye to Stamkos because he's got the one-timers on lock. But just the athleticism of Ovechkin, just the speed and the explosiveness that he has over Stamkos, that makes sense why he's higher. He's also, I'd say, better defensively, and he lays the body like a train. So he's a better player, and he's done it for longer. Stamkos does have a smaller sample size, so. But I agree with it. People are getting upset just because of the season that Stamkos has, and they don't think that these are not taken from their last season. They are built up over the last few seasons that they've played, so they don't take that into account. And then it's just, I don't understand. They're getting mad. They're blaming EA. It's a gong show.
Well, and I mean, everybody's going to be upset over their favorite player being lower than somebody they don't exactly like. But I mean, if you actually step back, it's basically what it is short-sightedness. They see this, they get angry at it. They don't step back and just take a quick look. And I mean, you look at it, Ovechkin is a better defensive player. It's just hands down. He's a huge hitter, and he can. Like, I mean, he gets blamed for not doing that, but I mean, he's a huge hitter, and he can play defense if he actually wants to. And I think he is better than Stamkos at defense. And
he's got that speed, he's got that explosiveness, he's got the dangles. I don't see too much of Stamkos dangling throughout the team, taking the team on his shoulders and just going from end to end and scoring like what Ovechkin did against the frickin' Islanders in overtime. Like, I don't see that player out of Stamkos. He's got a ripper of a shot.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. He's got the shot, and in my opinion, it's him and Datsuk as the top shots in the league. Like, they have snipes of a shot, and like.
Ovechkin's got a snipe. He's got a really heavy shot.
He does. He has a hard shot, but I think a lot of times he gets a little lucky as to his placement. I think it's the old adage, I don't aim, I just put the puck in the net. Yeah. And I think it goes where he wants it to go sometimes. He has a hard shot. There's no taking that away from him, but
I think a big piece of it and still goes in.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. No, but I think Stamkos is probably your better shot out of the two, like wrist shot, slap shot. He puts the puck in, and he proved it this year. But Ovechkin, if you look at his first few seasons, he was on pace. Like, I think it was if he played a certain amount of seasons, he was on pace to beat Gretzky's goal record. Like, I mean, that's huge.
When you come in and you score 50 goals in your rookie season, we haven't seen that since. Like, anyone come close to doing what he did in his first season. And like, I guess Stamkos did get close to his 65 goals a few years ago, but I see Ovechkin is still the more dynamite player. Like, the system changed in Washington. Nicky Backstrom has been having some injury troubles, a concussion this year. Last year I think he was hurt too. May or may not have been, but people often forget he did put up 102 points himself. So him tailing off, that does affect Ovechkin tremendously. So you gotta put that into effect.
And I mean, if you look at it, you get Stamkos playing. He's to play with St. Louis. I mean, who wouldn't want to play with him? I mean, St. Louis is a star in himself. Sure, he's getting a little bit up there, but I mean, he gets to play with St. Louis. Ovechkin gets to play with. Backstrom's not there. Like, I mean, Backstrom was his guy. Backstrom was the setup guy, and he's not there.
Yeah, then it just Ovechkin. Honestly, as much as he had the one man at himself before, he had the, and then you just got all your defense just keying on him and just take him out. So it was really tough.
And that's exactly right. And Well, we've dragged that one through the dirt, but I think we got our point across. But